there, beautiful divine awakening souls. This is Nala Nguyen. Welcome to 3D to 5D consciousness. This channel is about helping you to expand your consciousness, getting you ready to become your 5D galactic being, and as well as a spot for galactic news. If you're new to my broadcast, a big welcome. If you're a returning viewer and a loyal subscriber, thank you for sharing my work and tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. And to all the kind souls who've made some donations towards my work, thank you for your generosity. It allows me to continue doing this work for you and for the collective. Before I dive into today's talking points, I want to share you an update regarding my work on YouTube. I forgot to mention in the last broadcast that they gave me a strike and I didn't post on YouTube because for that reason they blocked you for a whole week. So there were some audience members wondering what happened to my weekly broadcast on YouTube. Well, you know why? They blocked me for a week, and because I was sharing, because they were going through my old videos that I posted 2 years ago or 1 year ago regarding this scamdemic, and they were removing all videos where I was giving a different perspective than the official mind control perspective they're trying to make, that they're trying to impose on the collective consciousness. So if you want to follow my work, it's better you follow my work on the 3 other platforms: UGDTube, BitChute, or Odyssey. Okay, without any further ado, let's dive into today's talking points. Last week's episode, I was sharing you clips of Doug Ford from Ontario trying to impose these draconian measures on the people of Ontario, and it backfired in a major way because a lot of the police stations were against these draconian orders, and now I have a clip of him shedding crocodile tears, regretting that he was trying to impose these draconian orders. So here's the clip.
And your loved ones at a higher risk of getting COVID. I hear it every day. Every single day. People telling me their stories, the stories that could make you cry, families that haven't been able to hold hand. Hold on, folks. I apologize. Hold the hand of their mom or dad as they passed away because of COVID-19 restrictions in hospitals. Healthcare workers who've been pushed to the absolute limit, working to save lives. I want you to know that I hear you. I understand you're going through. I understand your frustration. This experience, this pandemic, is something that has affected every...
As you can see from this video clip, you can see that these so-called politicians, I like to call them prostitutes more than politicians, they have no real power. The real power lies in the law enforcement officers complying and actually carrying out their draconian orders. If the police unite and do not comply to these draconian orders, it collapses. This whole entire scam collapses. Now he's forced to backtrack because none of the police officers want to carry out these orders because it's against the Charter of Rights, it's against people's rights, and it's rightly so that they should not have to comply with these orders. And I like the fact that the police are unifying and actually making a stance and saying no to this gigantic demon rat. It's the right move to do. And this goes to show you the power really lies with the people. These police officers, these police station, they cave to public pressure. If there's more people that are complaining to police officers, making their voices heard in the police stations and doing the demonstrations and the protests, and they have no choice but to listen to the will of the people, because the will of the people, the taxpayers, are the ones that are paying these police officers. It's not these politicians, it's the taxpayers. So the more public pressure that the police officers get, then they have no choice but to cave into the public pressure and to follow the Bill of Rights and the Charter of Rights that Canada has. And demon rats like Doug Ford and a few other premiers, they really have no power when police unify, and perform non-compliance towards these draconian orders, and especially when the people are uniting and taking the corrective measures and demonstrating and making their voices heard in the police stations as well too. It's not just the politicians that you need to address your complaint. It's the police officers, because they're the one that's implementing these orders. It's not, the lawmakers don't have the power. It's the law enforcement that's actually giving power to these laws. Okay, so you want to make sure that when you're doing your protest, your demonstration, it's towards the police stations, it's towards the officers, because they're carrying out these orders. They're making your lives miserable, and they also need to be held accountable as well too, in addition to the politician. You can see that when the police don't comply, these demon rats start trying to make the laws, they have no power. None whatsoever. Everything collapses in front of their face, and they have to do a public apology, try to shed crocodile tears that nobody believes. And this is further proof to you that the power always lies with the people. Stop giving your power away and start making a stance and do it in a collective way. There's power in numbers, so make sure everything is done in a collective way, not just on an individual basis, but collectively you are being heard. And it also shows that the collective is organized and they're not joking around and they're not to be messed with. This is when the government is afraid of the people. When the people are awakened, they're united, they're organized, and they're fearless, and they're not willing to back down to fight for their rights and their freedom.